Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris, man. And as always, I thank you for coming to my channel. I got some items for sale, which is usually kind of unusual for what I sell on my channel. And I'll give you some of the backstory. I got a very dear good friend. And unfortunately, the pandemic is affecting each and every one of us in a different way. And some people, unfortunately, it's really hitting them really hard financially. I have a dear good friend. I've known this gentleman for what, 30 years? Something like that, even longer, I think. And he had a pretty successful recording studio. But due to the pandemic, business has just totally dropped off. So he decided to just fold up the tent and call it a day. So he contacted me and asked me, is there any instruments or equipment I'd be interested in? I'm like, I'm full to the rafters. So he asked me as a personal favor to him, and he said, I'll cut you in on some of the profits. I said, I don't want nothing, man. This is my way of helping you out, because that's what you do when a brother is in need. You help out another brother, you know. And when I say that, I'm not just referring to blacks. I'm referring to everybody that's near and dear to me, black, white, Mexican, Asian, whatever. Consider them my brothers when they're dear good friends of mine. So he brought over a couple of items. And actually, this particular one that I'm selling here for him, I was going to keep it for myself. But I said, you know what? I play good enough keyboards where I don't need that. But it's really cool because Electro Harmonix make a lot of good, innovative pedals. I got a lot of Electro Harmonic pedals, and I love them. And I remember many, many years ago when I first started to play guitar and played a little piano, but my piano skills was really bad. Not to say that I'm a maestro now, but I play good enough because I write the majority of my songs on piano. I say over 95% of the songs I write them on keyboard synthesizer, because I just love the piano. I mean, I really admire great piano players because you can do so much when you play keyboards really well, in all theory. You know, guitar is just guitar, you know, but with piano or keyboards, you can lay down piano parts, string parts, trumpet parts, unique analog sounds. You know, you can't do that with the guitar. You know, so I said to myself, man, it'd be nice if somebody could make something where you play the guitar and it sounds like a piano. That was back in the 70s when I thought about that, and Electro Harmonix did it. There are a lot of equipment out there that emulates piano. But the problem with most of them is they're MIDI based, which means you got to use your computer, it's music software you got to hook up and all that. And it's a MIDI signal. It's not your actual guitar sound. And the problem with that is latency. You know, when you strike the strings, it kind of respond kind of delayed. But with the Electro Harmonic K9, I'm going to stick it up to the camera in a minute. It's not MIDI, and it has no latency. And when you strike them strings, it sounds just like a piano. And it has some pretty cool settings. And I'll leave a link down here so you guys can hear someone demo it. Because, I mean, it sounds good. It has those Wurlitzer suitcase Rose 70 sounds to me. And that's kind of making a comeback with neo soul. You hear a lot of those type of Fender Rhodes on neo soul type of songs these days with a lot of bottom. And it has 9 settings. The Dynamo, which is my favorite one, Wurlitzer, right behind it, Suitcase, Mallets, 88 keys, Trag. What's that? Trag. Gorgeous. Glorious. Can barely see it. Vibe, number 7, number 8, organ, number 9, steel drums. And this thing is brand new. And if you go on eBay right now, or Reverb, these are brand new. They cost about $225, $250. The cheapest I've seen these in okay condition. Like I said, this thing is brand spanking new. Still got the tag on it. The lowest I've seen these pedals are like $175 to $180. And since I'm not taking a cut on this, because like I said, I'm just trying to help out another brother, musical brother. So I was like, you know what, man, I don't want anything. Just, you know, if I'm gonna sell on my channel, I always try to give my viewers the cheapest price they can find on anything that I sell. So this won't be any exception. Only $99 for this. Like I said, right now you go on eBay all day long. I'll leave a link down here. You see one of them, it's like 180 bucks, you know. So it's actually $110, but technically it's 100 because the $10 is going to go towards PayPal when they get their cut. So when they get their cut, my buddy at least get $99 for this thing. Like I said, I'll leave some links down here. You can check them out. These like $180 in okay condition. Like I said, this thing is brand new. It still has the tag on it because usually big studios get discounts on, you know, their equipment when they buy it. And I'll stick it up there. He paid $150 plus taxes, about $170. Actually, it's back up to the price that it is on Reverb and eBay. Like I said, for 99 bucks. It's again the Electro Harmonix K9. What it does is it replicates piano sounds while you're playing your guitar. This was only probably used, I think he said it was used twice. A guy came back, he's a guitar player, and his keyboard player didn't show up. And this is one reason why, you know, my buddy bought this. He was able to lay his tracks, piano tracks, with his guitar. And he was pleased with it, you know, because he wasn't trying to book any more studio time and double back. And, you know, well, he'll come back in next time. And then we spent about $300 and he'd come back when he should have came with me. And we could have laid these together for the same rate at the same time. You know, so this is cool. I mean, I like it. You know, like I said, I play good enough piano where I don't need this, and I got tons of keyboard modules back in the back, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that's looking for one of these and they don't want to spend, you know, $250 brand new, which is this one's brand new, or $180 plus tax plus shipping and handling. So that's close to almost $200 used. So I'm gonna stick it up to the camera. You also get a power supply. It doesn't run on batteries. You get a brand new power supply. So again, this is the Electro Harmonix K9 electric piano machine. And what's cool about this is, and maybe I'll stick it back up to the camera, it has 3 plug-ins. You plug your guitar or whatever instrument you want to plug into the input. Then it says keyboards. You run that from cord to this into your amplifier. It also has a dry output. So if you got 2 speakers or 2 amplifiers, you can run a piano sound and a dry sound. So you will get guitar and piano, kind of like they're playing along together. So that's really cool, the fact that they even added the dry, you know, because normally they wouldn't do nothing like that. But when you playing in concert, you get a pretty unique sound. You know, say for instance your keyboard player don't show up and you playing basically chords with him, so you double it. You know, you get your dry guitar sound, and then also you get the keyboard sound. And it has individual volume switches for both. So you know you can put a little more piano into the mix or a little drier original instrument. Keep guitar out in the mix. So let's take it back up there so you can see these. And these other 2 are controlled to give you that kind of Wurlitzer rotating, I guess they call it rotating Leslie, rotating speaker sound. And yeah, number 8, you get an organ, you know. So with these 2 controls, you can get that kind of faster, you know. But again, I will leave a link to eBay so you can look at the prices. Then I'll leave a link with someone demoing this, because I've seen a couple of the demos and they really good, because this really sounds like a piano. It doesn't sound like a guitar. It's trying to sound like a piano. Now what's interesting is I've seen at least 8 videos, and out of that 8, 2 people got it right, because the other 6 people were playing guitar and this is what it sounded like. a dude playing guitar that kind of sound like a piano. Guitar and piano, you play them differently. You know, so if you play your guitar like a guitar, which you would normally do, of course, it's going to sound like a guitar kind of with a slight piano sound, as opposed to the way the piano players would strike and play their chords. You know, they don't strum them, they strike them. And then with this, you know, only two guys got it right. They struck it. It's still a ding, 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 because it sounded like a guitar. You know, because Electro Harmonix have another one. It's called the Bass 9. And it gives you bass sounds. I'm like, that's pretty cool, because instead of me having to buy fretless, I just plug my bass into this and you know, give it more of a fretless sound. Out of all the demos that I've seen for, because it's like Electro Harmonix kind of didn't get it right neither, because it's like all the ones I've seen for the demo for the bass, they was playing guitar. It's like, wouldn't it sound better playing it with a bass to give it different bass sounds? You gotta leave, buddy. Have a good day. Goodbye. Thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I could not find one demo of the the Bass 9 with somebody playing the bass through this. It was just guitar. And even if you play guitar through something that simulates bass, it just doesn't sound the same. I mean, it's too light. It's too thin. You know, so I felt it interesting that nobody said, you know what, I'm going to buy this pedal to play through a bass guitar instead of a regular guitar. But that's how they marketing it, you know, and it's the same kind of thing with this. Like I said, I've seen about at least 8 to probably 10 of these demos, and nobody got it right. It's like only 2 dudes got it right to say, I'm going to play, because the way that I play, and Larry, shout out to Old School Funk, he's the only person that caught my style of playing on guitar. My style of playing is like what a piano player would play, but on guitar. So, you know, this actually would work for me well. But again, since I do play keyboards, I don't need it. But I just found that interesting that all those videos, they strumming the guitar, and it's like, it just sounds like a guitar with a little slight piano sound. You know, it sounds like a guitar player's playing it. And I thought that kind of defeated the purpose, because I'm like, if you want something like this, you want to kind of lay your chords like a piano player would lay them. You know, a piano player doesn't strum his chords, he strike them. You know, and it's like, okay, well, 2 people got it right. But I'm going to leave links down here. $110 plus $20 shipping and handling, because the box is small, about $20. It'll go out priority shipping the very next day with tracking. So if you're interested, just like when I sell my stuff, leave me a comment there and say, hey, Morris, man, I definitely want this, because everybody else wants $200 for this, and you only want $110 or $100, you know, plus shipping and handling. So if you right across the header here, if you see sold, it's been sold. If you don't see that yet, it's still available. Again, this is a great deal. I mean, this is a great deal. This thing is brand new, still the tag on it, and only 110, technically 100. So, and I'm going to probably have a few more of his stuff to sell, because again, I'm going to share the story with you, because this is funny. A lot of people, and mainly on Reverb, they have no idea what they stuff worth. You know, I see stuff that's broken, not working, they want $400. Who's buying $400 worth of broken junk? The only way that someone would spend that kind of money, and it just makes sense, and sometimes people, I guess, don't be thinking. The only time somebody's spending that kind of money, if it's not working, it's worth $400. And when it's working, it's worth maybe $2,000. So it's like, okay, I'll invest $400, put another $200 in it, which would make it $600 of money into it, and then I turn around and flip it for $2,000. Yeah, I'll do that. Instead of what you're trying to sell is barely worth $400 working. So who you think is going to buy it broke? And it's like I can't figure out some people's logic, because many years ago I had a guy come by, and I guess he was my student, because he's like, man, teach me how to do some of the stuff you do. I'm like, no problem. So, you know, took him on as a student, and pretty cool guy, and you know, playing wasn't bad. You know, of course, there's some stuff he needed to learn, which is why he came to me. And I was telling him about the guitars that I'd be selling, you know, off and on, because, you know, I get bored with the same guitar for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. You know, there are a few guitars in my collection that I will keep forever, but I'm still constantly buying more and selling some too. So just to keep it fresh, you know, because again, when you see people like Nile Rodgers and George Benson, you think that's the only guitars they play. No, they get paid by the manufacturers of the brand, just like with Ibanez. George Benson is getting paid by Ibanez to promote that jazz guitar, and he has a contract with him then where he only play that in concert or in public, but behind in the studio or something at home, he play other guitars, you know. So you get people. Now I'm kind of losing my train of thought. Why did I go there? I'm getting old and I'm tired. But oh yeah, so the guy came by and he's like, I want to sell, you know, the guitar that I got here, because he said he got his guitar on Amazon. He's just wondering why nobody buying it. Because when I place guitars online, they go within 2 days. I've had one win in 15 minutes because I don't sell nothing but good stuff. I got a reputation for selling stuff that feels good to play, because that's the most important thing. And the price that I sell my stuff for, you can't go nowhere else and get this same item for less, you know? Just like with this. You're not going to find this anywhere online for $99. It's going to cost you $170, $80. When you add that tax, it's back up to $200 some, which is what it costs brand new. So he's like, I haven't been able to sell my guitar. I'm like, well, how much you want? And he told me, I said to myself, nobody's buying that guitar for that price. They're just not. It's like, where did you get this figure? Did you just pull it out? And I'm just going to throw this out here. It's like, it doesn't work that way. You know, first of all, you got to know what you got. Then you got to do the comparison as far as, well, what's the blue book on this? And what's what everybody else is selling it for? You know, and it's like, I'm going to sell mine just a little bit cheaper. So, you know, the perspective about, I'm like, well, I'm going to buy this one because it's about $20 cheaper. Instead of, you know, you don't have no idea what you got, what you're selling, and you just throw a number out there. And it's an outrageous number, you know, because I see that all the time on Reverb. It's like, where are these people coming from? Because Jerry Seinfeld, the comedian, sorry for digressing, I'm about to shut this video down to make this statement. He did a comedy bit about how the prices in the lobbies of these hotels, you know, like the candy and stuff like that. It's like, do they know that any place else on the planet what these are going for? Like a candy bar is like $5. And it's like, yeah, because when I'm traveling, you know, throughout the country and going to conferences and stuff, and, you know, you check in a motel for the time you're at the conference and you go down there for a little snack gift shop, and it is outrageous. Like, why is this $3 more, you know? But they got to make a profit, and, you know, that's the whole nother story. But, you know, again, I've always been big on just trying to pass on good deals to people, you know. I don't take confidence trying to juice and milk people and nickel and dime them and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, this is a great price for this. So, again, sorry for giving you a long, drawn-out story there. But, again, K9 Electro Harmonix keyboard simulator, $99. Well, actually, $100 plus $20 shipping and handling. So, we're looking at $120. Yeah, $120. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, $120 total. That includes shipping and handling. So again, my PayPal information is right there. If you're interested, say, hey, Morris, man, I want it. Say, okay, grab it. You send the money. I slap Soul across the header. She's all good. Till next time, take care and thanks for watching.